What's crackin', movie trivia Schmoedown fans? It's your boy C-Dub, and today we got, in the second round of the tournament, we got the Barbarian from the Finstock Exchange taking on John Humphrey from the Quirky Mercs. They both had really good victories in the first round. They're both two fun-loving competitors. It should be a great match. But I gotta give the slight edge to the Barbarian. But it should be fun. So let's get it started.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, to the movie trivia Schmoedown. It's the Inner Geekdom tournament. It's the quarterfinals. I am Christian Harloff, joined as always by Mark Ellis. Mark, this is a match that I think some people would have said, all right, yeah, this new guy, Barbarian, he might get there. I don't think people were looking at the Mad Hatter. I don't think people were looking at John Humphreys and going, oh yeah, he's going to make it the second round. But boy, did he ever. What a performance he had against Janine the Machine in the first round.
Well, you can teach an old dog new tricks, Christian, because you and I finally learned our lesson after his amazing performance, what is now legendary in that free-for-all. And since then, we've regarded John Humphrey as a threat to win any match he's in, regardless of division. And then when you look at what both him and Alba have had early success in this tournament, it's like, oh, now he's got a great partner to kind of quiz each other with. This guy could actually run the table here. But then you look at the other side of the ledger, Christian, and the Barbarian. Not much is known about his background. It's kind of like Dr. Moreau, right down to the little companion hanging out on his shoulder. If John Humphrey wants to continue in this tournament, he's going to have to go deep into the Barbarian's jungle.
Well, you talk about idiots, I'll bring up Bobby Gucci. You didn't bring up idiots, but I will. Look, the thing is with him that you hate to do is you got to give him credit. Because even though I think people do that, well, of course he's a great manager. He's got Merle and Roca and Riley and Bateman. Yeah, but he also drafted Dimolanta. He also drafted the Barbarian when no one else did. Other people could have drafted them. They have been incredible. We saw what Dimolanta has done in the Star Wars division, right? And you look at the Barbarian. Barbarian has won 2 matches in 2 different divisions. The only thing, Ben Goddard has 2 victories in teams, which so far the Barbarian does not. However, he has been a force. But Coy Jandreau, myself included, thought it was a risky move and a kind of a head scratcher. And he's like, I'm putting the real rejects in the Inner Geekdom tournament. And he says, yeah, watch what they do. And you're like, okay, Coy, probably see you next season. And that's wrong, because both John Humphreys and Greg Alba advanced to the second round. So now we see Humphreys versus Barbarian. If you would have told me, Mark, this match was happening, 2 months ago, this is going to be a blowout. I don't know. After seeing what John Humphreys did in that last match, I don't know.
Yeah, and when you talk about the clash of style between competitors, you also have to look at their managers. Now, Coy, I don't know why he made the decision to put these 2 guys into this tournament. Maybe it's the plucky optimism that he gleaned from all those picture books that he reads, but maybe, just maybe, it was a nugget of wisdom, and that has clearly borne fruit so far. Now, on the other side of the ledger, yes, we hate giving Bobby Gucci credit for anything, but Christian, the Finstock Exchange, they are just as charged as his walkie-talkies right now.
That's very true. But look, he's a great manager. He's done it time and time again. He picks the right choices. He knows how to talk to his competitors. He knows how to get them amped up. And we're getting amped up. And we're going to show you how we got to this quarterfinal matchup right now. Here we go.
Schmoes, when you were in the Schmoedown, you gotta learn to multitask. I'm talking to you guys in the show right now. It's not that open today. There were 9 blinding riders and they come from Mars.
And your winner!
This is where I wanted to put John from the moment I recruited him. And now digitally proud of this man.
I've seen this guy go up against his kooky hat, his mallet, or his axe, or whatever that thing is. I've got, what? So the Barbarian's a different person.
Elvis and I believe that John the Maddest Hatter Humphrey is a stand-up member society. But we also firmly believe that this Schmoedown society needs to change.
In order to play against people
Kowski's, and even the Brandon Hannas of the world. We're going to need to get better, and we have time to get better, and we're only going to get better.
When we best Mr. Hatter and continue our undefeated streak, we will prove to Harloff and Ellis that we truly know what the society should be.
John Humphrey is an Invictus genius, but he started this as an underdog. Greg Alba was a play-in match, and he played like a champion. I am so impossibly proud of both you gentlemen. I can't wait to see John Humphrey go all the way, because we've raged against the machine. We have battled the Warfather, and now we're going to civilize the Barbarian. Are we all ready? Get that bell.
Sayonara, gotcha, suckers.
None of these movies are any entertaining, you know?
Elvis and I have seen what Mr. Hatter can do. For that, I tip my hat to you, Mr. Hatter. But as you see, underneath, there is another hat. Because anything you can do, we can do better.
Thank you once again to the Great Nerd Chronic for that wonderful promo. As we see John Humphreys, the Barbarian, we're ready to go head-to-head, and this is the standings as of today. We can see, because of the two victories of the Real Rejects, that the Quirky Mercs have moved up a bit in the standings, and that's where the Finstock Exchange lands as of today. So this is a big match, obviously, for both of them. It's a bigger match, I think, for the Quirky Mercs, because they want to get more ground getting to that first place level.
Yeah, I think this is huge right now for the Quirky Mercs. And look, we love giving Nerd Chronic credit for his editing skills. I think that might have been his best work yet, simply because I know how much material these fellas gave him to work with. And for him to chop it down into a timely, concise little promo package, my hat's off to you as always, bud.
All right, well, Mark, before we get a chance to see our two competitors in this highly anticipated quarterfinal match, we're going to talk to the manager of the Quirky Mercs, Coy Jandreau, and the manager of the Finstock Exchange, Bobby Gucci. All right, gentlemen, let's start with you. Coy, you guys have been here before. Going up against a manager like Bobby Gucci there, Coy, and the Barbarian, who's a highly touted rookie, how do you feel going into this matchup here today?
I feel good. I like playing against Gucci because I like watching his management stylings. I have a lot of respect for him as a manager. I feel like he's my Tyler Durden in a very strange way, a very specific way. But the thing I really enjoy about the way the matches have been going is being the underdog going into these matches. It's a lot like Wade Wilson. It's a lot like being a Quirky Merc. Is people think Deadpool's one character, but he's got a lot of heart underneath all that sass. He's not just a running dick joke. He's a lot of human. And that's the beautiful thing about my faction is everyone thinks they're only good at one thing. Everyone thinks they're one specific thing. But each and every member of my faction has shown there's so much more than that. And I'm so proud of John Humphrey, and I think he's going to keep showing that today. He's all heart, he's all knowledge, and he can back it up with humor, and he cuts some of the best promos in quarantine.
All right, Gooch, listen, you guys have proven you've held the top of the heap here for a bit. The Barbarian, a highly touted rookie, has not lost this season. However, John Humphrey has also not lost in the Inner Geekdom. We've seen what you were in that free-for-all when we saw what he did back in 2017. The guy is surprising. How are you feeling about him?
I mean, look, I've never underestimated these guys. Coy's got a great team, and I think it was a great decision by putting the rejects in there. Like you said, they're comedic value, but their knowledge is there as well. These guys are surprising, we know that. I mean, look, but he's the Barbarian. He's just like Ivan Drago in Rocky IV. Whatever he hits, he destroys. I mean, and that's it. I mean, look, you got to look what these guys have been doing in the tournament. Dimolanta, I mean, obviously Emily stumbled, but, Barbarian, how he, rolled through Lavik. We're there. Our 5 and 6 players have more points than half other teams. You know what I mean? And that's like brass tacks facts. So we're happy where we're at, and like I said, any more victories in these tournaments is icing on the cake at this point.
You know, Christian, I've noticed a trend with some of these managers, and clearly we see Gucci with his little green orb like he's the Goblin King from Labyrinth. Coy, do you have a good luck charm that you work with as well, and is it that RDJ pillow behind you?
Well, you see, I go thematically. Today we're playing in the Inner Geekdom, so I've got Iron Man, and I've got the fat guy with the toilet paper, Matt Damon from Deadpool 2. Just behind my head, we also have Wolverine as a sleeper agent, so I'm prepared with my guys.
Christian, these guys are dorks, and they coach a couple great dorks, and we're dorks, so it's a dorkathon.
All right, well, thank you to both Bobby Gucci and Corey. I'm going to drop you guys into the waiting room here as we get ready for the match. But Mark, they play the winner of Chance Ellison and Parker. That is a big match either way, but this is the one in front of them now. This is the one they have to concentrate on. Mark, are you ready?
Oh, yeah, Christian. I mean, we've seen with these managers, even in those little post-game interviews, they seem cool, calm, and collected, but I'm detecting a little bit of nerves as we keep progressing. The passion is there. Let's see who's got more knowledge.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown.
Yeah!
It's in the Inner Geekdom Division quarterfinals of the tournament. Introducing first, representing the Finstock Exchange, with a record of 1 win, no defeats in the Inner Geekdom Division. This is the music that is blazing through as there he is. Wow. The one, the only. Barbarian making his way through with Elvis, of course. Elvis over his left shoulder. Barbarian, how are you feeling? You are undefeated so far this season in both singles and Inner Geekdom. How do you feel as you go up against the Mad Hatter, John Humphrey?
I'm feeling hungry. I know that Mr. John Humpings did great in his was it the free for all? I'm very excited to do my own free for all and show what a real true good performance is, real true MVP performance is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Barbarian, I gotta ask you, you seem to be kind of quarantined in some sort of J.D. Salinger writer's cave. Are those boxes behind you some sort of representation of the wealth of knowledge and ability you have?
This is the cavern of broken dreams, and in these boxes I hold the dreams and wishes of my fallen competitors. I've got a box to my right, ready for John.
All right, well, Barbarian, we're going to put you in the waiting room there as we wait for your opponent. And his opponent, representing the Quirky Mercs, with a record of 1 win, no defeats in the Inner Geekdom Division, is the Mad Hatter, John Humphrey. John,
That was the best chair gag I could come up with based on what he did.
it was good, but you didn't change your surroundings as the Barbarian did. You were still in the Guitar Center that you were in the last time we had this meeting. And look, man, you surprised a lot of people, myself included. You did really, really well in that match. You looked solid against Janine. Barbarian has been turning some heads here. Any thoughts, concerns as we get into this match?
Barbarian's a great player. Mostly, I am just glad to now know that he's not the Warfather, because that's a little bit of a load off. I feel like I can take, the shoulder guy a little bit better than that, but mostly I'm just happy he set aside a box at the right hand, because usually that's kind of a sign of respect. So even if he's ending up loading my disheveled bones into it by the end of this match, I got a pretty nice place to stay, and it looks like a pretty sweet room there. So I'm ready, but if I lose, at least we can hang out.
He's loose, Christian. If that's the Guitar Center in the Valley, then former Guns N' Roses drummer Steven Adler is the house drummer there. But John, my question is more about the study tactics, because obviously you put some prep into this with your own knowledge. Do you watch any of the Barbarians matches? Do you do any sort of study on your opponent pre-match?
Oh yeah, I mean that's the vast majority of my studying has been just reviewing past matches, going over, getting my brain in that cycle, and yeah, definitely watching the singles league, and then the match against Hlavik in the Inner Geekdom. I watched both of those just to get prepped and get my mind just ready for the clash of personalities. But there's been a lot going on in the world lately, so my study this time around has been pretty scattershot. We'll see how it goes.
Well, thank you. We're glad to have you here. We're going to bring back the Barbarian. And actually, just if I may reset for just a moment here, gentlemen. Let's see, where is Mr. Humphrey? All right, Barbarian, John. All right, here we go. So, Mark, our competitors have entered. Please, the rules for round number 1.
Quite fetching backgrounds and nice 80s metal hair to boot on both of them. In round number 1, you're going to have 10 questions from 10 different corners of inner geekdom goodness. Each question is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question, and there is no stealing, at least in round number 1. Now, as soon as we ask the question, you have 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer on whatever tablet you provided for yourself with whatever utensil you prefer to utilize. Once we ask you by name to reveal your answer, please show what you wrote to your camera at the same time you verbalize your answer into the microphone. It can be a children's menu at Denny's, Barbarian. That is just fine. I'll remind each competitor of your 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match. If you're not sure you heard a question right, you want to buy yourself another 15 seconds to get it from the back of your mind to the front of your mind, use a JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge to be issued by your manager, although you may initiate it at any point throughout the 3-round contest. Christian, they seem loose. They seem less nervous than their manager, so I think we're about ready to go.
We are ready to go. We'll start with John Humphrey. Are you ready?
Very nervous, but yes, I'm ready.
And the Barbarian, are you ready?
We are go.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown! All right, gentlemen. Round number 1. Question number 1. The first one is from the MCU. Who plays the villainous Malekith in Thor: The Dark World?
All right, Christian, where do you got that one ranked in your all-time favorite MCU movies?
Pretty low. I liked it when I first saw it, but after a revisit, it's not great.
Some good action in there.
Yeah. 4,
Christopher Eccleston.
2, 1. Pens down, please. We start with John.
That would be my favorite Dr. Christopher Eccleston.
Yes. And Barbarian?
Starting with the long names already. Christopher Eccleston.
We have a 1-1 game as we get to our next question, Mark.
All right, your next category, gentlemen, is in the galaxy, far, far away. It is Star Wars. And your question, in what Star Wars film will you find the line, "Strike me down in anger, and I'll always be with you, just like your father"? We just need the subtitle. We don't need the episode, or you don't have to write Star Wars. I had a teacher in high school named Mrs. Eccleston, Christian.
Oh, all right.
Back to you.
5.
Strike me down in anger and I'll always be with you. Just like your father. Return of the Jedi?
Do a repeat.
Want first repeat for the Barbarian? Go ahead.
All right, this is in the category of Star Wars. In what Star Wars film will you find the line, "Strike me down in anger, and I'll always be with you, just like your father"?
Barbarian has used 1 JT.
You do what you can in round number 1 to try to maintain that perfection as long as possible.
And 5, 4,
I'm going with Rise
3,
of Skywalker.
2, 1. Pens down, Barbarian. Hands up. Pens down, hands up. And Barbarian?
One with a New Hope.
That is incorrect. John?
I'm going with Return of the Jedi.
Also incorrect.
Yes.
For the last Jedi, the very last one.
The Last Jedi.
I was almost there.
They both missed that one. Here's your next question. Middle-earth. In how many films of the Middle-earth series does Kate Blanchett appear as the elf Galadriel? 20 seconds.
It's really tough to miss your second question out of the gate, but I think it's a lot easier when both competitors miss it.
20 seconds.
4?
Oh, good. More time for us to vamp. Your turn.
I'd like them to be able to think. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. And John?
I'm going to go with 3.
It's incorrect. Barbarian?
I'm gonna go with 6.
That is correct. Barbarian takes his first lead here, 2-1, as we get to our next question.
All right, next question is in the world of DC movies. Not DCEU, DC movies. And your question, In Superman 3, what event does Clark Kent return to Smallville to attend?
The classic Superman.
When was the last time you caught this one, Christian?
It's been a bit. I remember being excited about it when I was a kid and then realizing that I shouldn't have been excited about it when I was a kid. 5, 4, 3,
High school reunion.
2, 1. Pens down, Barbarian.
It was his high school reunion.
It was indeed. John?
It's not getting the key to the city, that's for sure.
That is correct. The Barbarian goes up by 2 here. 3-1. 3-1 as the Barbarian takes a 2-point lead over John.
Yes, this is my plan.
Next question. Marvel films. Marvel films. What 2003 Marvel film had this tagline? When the streets have gone to hell, have faith in the devil.
Ooh, I like that.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I might steal that. Humphrey having a beer, although it is his
Daredevil.
birthday, so
Well,
happy birthday to John.
not one this year. That isn't. 5,
Saying happy
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down and John.
Hellboy?
No, and Barbarian.
Daredevil.
That is correct. Barbarian going up by 3 here as we get 4-1. 4-1. Here's our next question mark.
All right, see if Humphrey can get back on track with this one. It's in the Wizarding World. And your question. Who plays Nomad Jacob Kowalski in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them?
Oh shit, what is his name?
Movie I cannot.
Your favorite one, right? Out of all?
No, the other one is the one that I hate the most.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is his name?
Repeat.
All right, get a repeat, Mark. Second one.
Got that in time. This is in the Wizarding World. Who plays Nomad Jacob Kowalski in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them?
All right, looks like he used. So we still have to do the countdown. Make sure that they get the correct 15 seconds mark. And 5, 4, 3, 2,
Cannot remember
1.
his name.
Barbarian.
Dan Fogler.
Yes, and John.
Oh, it's funny, I had Dan Fogler too.
That is correct. 5-2. Barbarian, though, has used 2 JT rules thus far as we get to our 7th question.
I'm winning in that sense.
You are. Star Trek. In what year was Star Trek Into Darkness released?
2013.
Back to the movie release dates.
Yep. Look at the Barbarian likes that answer. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And John.
2014?
Incorrect. Barbarian.
Yeah.
2013.
That is correct. Barbarian extending his lead here to 6-2. 6-2 as we get to our next question mark.
4-point advantage for the Barbarian as we head into question number 8. This is in the category of DCEU. And your question therein. You'll find the villain Roman Sionis, also known as Black Mask, in what DCEU film?
Birds of Prey.
Sure. Give the competitors time to think is what Christian Harloff said.
Right there, I need time to think. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. Pens down. And we start with Barbarian.
I'm assuming you'll just accept Birds of Prey because 15 seconds is not long enough to write Birds of Prey, The Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn.
Birds of Prey.
Well done.
Go ahead, John.
I beg to differ. It's almost enough time to write Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn.
Okay, that's it. Birds of Prey is all right, even though Bibiani is yelling, no, it's fine. Birds of Prey is fine.
Hey, we told the kids it'd be an entertaining match.
Yes. So, all right, here we go for the next question here. This is question number 9. Heroes and villains is your category, gentlemen. What Marvel character can be heard saying, "This is not vengeance, revengeance"? Sorry. Which Marvel character can be heard saying, "This is not vengeance, revenge is not a valid motive. It's an emotional response"?
A lot of good lines for us to borrow in our daily lives.
Yeah.
Round number 1.
Yeah, I agree. Here's the countdown here, Mark. It's going to start 5,
4,
4,
3,
Punisher?
2,
2,
Agree.
Pens down, please. And John.
Tony Stark.
Incorrect. And Barbarian.
I went with Elektra.
Also incorrect. Looking for the Punisher.
Yeah!
The Punisher. All right, so we see ourselves with the same score of 7-3 with the final question in this round.
That's right, and it comes in the world of mixed bag. What is in there? Who the hell knows? Let's all find out together. Could be anything. And the question I found, what 1994 comic film features the tagline, "Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men"?
I like that one.
I mean, that might be the best one that we've gotten in round one, and we got a lot of good quotes.
That's right.
I'm excited.
I know you are.
David, the alien.
5, 4,
The MASH?
3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And Barbarian.
The Shadow.
Yes, sir. John Humphrey.
The Shadow knows.
We do know that it is 8-4 as we get to round number 2. Round number 2, we see the Barbarian with a 8-4 lead here thus far. All right, so we are going to get into the rules of round number 2. Mark, go ahead.
That's right. Is Coy Jandreau doing his best shadow impression right now? I'm sure he'll show up soon in the meantime. Here is your rules for round number 2. It's the wheel round. It's an electronic wheel complete with sound effects and everything, and it is deadly accurate. Now, once you settle on a category after spinning it, you're going to hear 5 questions in that world. Each question's worth 2 points. There is no penalty for missing a question, but stealing is available in round number 2. So if you're not sure of the answer, ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question goes down to 1. And a note to Christian and everybody watching is that, yes, the Barbarian does have an 8-4 lead. However, he's down to 1 JTE rule remaining. Now, it is his decision if he wants to spin first or second. So right now, he's going to have a consultation with his unshirted manager.
All right. You have 60 seconds to discuss, gentlemen. Starting now.
Great round, Craig.
Thank you.
And like Mark said, 1 JTE rule left, so be aware of that. I think you like spinning first. Is that the case here?
Oh, I love to spin.
Oh yeah, he does. How you feeling? You want to go? You want to let him play catch up here, or what?
Oh yeah. Let's do what we do best.
Let's do it.
All right, so they're going to choose to spin first. Thank you. Keep Gucci in there as the wheel is up, and here's the first spin.
Let's go.
Oh,
Wheel.
Elvis with the spin today.
Let's go, Wheel. Let's go.
Round and round it goes. Let's see what Elvis came up with.
Wizarding World, it looks like. Gonna stick with Wizarding World or spin on here. 60 seconds to discuss. Gucci starting now.
How fresh you are. I know you've been watching this.
Yeah, you know what? That Portkey question really got to me, so I want to show people that I do know my Wizarding World. Let's take this.
Let's go. Yeah.
All right.
I like it. It's fresh in his mind.
All right. Well, thank you. We're going to drop you out there, Gooch, and bring back John Humphrey. All right. Here we go, guys. So we're going to get 5 questions here in the realm of the Wizarding World. Here's your first one. In Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, what type of creature does Professor Lockhart unleash on his defense against the Dark Arts class before running and hiding in his office?
What are they?
Elvis believes they are Cornish pixies.
That is correct, for 2 points. All right. In Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, what is the name of the rhino-like beast that chases Jacob across the ice at the zoo?
Do multiple choice, please.
Is it A, niffler, B, a Eurompet, a C, bowtruckle, or D, murtlap?
C.
I'm going to go with B as in boy.
B is correct, Eurompet, for 1 point.
And just a reminder to both competitors, let's see both those hands for the duration of round number 2.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Question 3. In Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, what is the name of the object that reflects the deepest desires of those who look at it?
There's a mirror. There's a mirror. I know that.
Do multiple choice.
Is it A, the mirror of Ebel, B, the mirror of Euphazed, C, the mirror of Earstit, or D, the mirror of Erised?
D. Erised.
Could you repeat the options, please?
First one. Yeah, that one, that's for free. A, mirror of Evil, EVOL, mirror of Uvised, UVISED, mirror of Iriset, IRISIT, or mirror of Iriset, ERISED.
D.
It's the mirror of Erised.
It's correct for 1 point. 1 more point there for the Barbarian. As we get to our next question, question 4. In Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Draco is trying to get a pair of vanishing cabinets to work together. One is at Hogwarts. Where is the other?
I'm worried I'm going to get the name wrong if I say it. So multiple choice.
I'll know it on
Multiple choice. A, Malfoy Manor. B, Hogsmeade. C, Borgin and Berks. Or D, Flourish and Blotts.
Hogsmeade, I think.
Borgin and Burks.
That's correct for 1 more point. All right, your final question. Final question. Here it is. In Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Barty Crouch Jr.
Alistair Moody.
uses Polyjuice
Mad-Eye
Potion
Moody.
to take on the appearance of who?
Alistair Moody.
Mad-Eye Moody.
Mad-Eye Moody is correct. All right, 2 points. 2 points. So Barbarian had to go to multiple choice a few different times there, but he still sees himself with a 9-point lead over
11.
Mr. John. 11-point lead over Mr. John Humphrey. All right, so now we're going to drop the Barbarian out here too. We're going to bring in Coy. Coy, you have 60 seconds to speak to your competitor, starting now.
All right, so we are in a position of, we have all the JTEs, we've got time to pace ourselves, we also have time to make a very solid decision on this wheel. He had to use multiple choice a number of times, so that lead was diminished. If you do well here, we're in the ballgame. Last time you played round 2 was your sweet spot, you did incredibly well, you missed nothing, I was so impossibly proud, and I'm still proud today, because I got less than you did in that first round. So, frankly, I think go into this confident, go into this taking your time, think it through, don't rush. Worst case scenario, use a JTE, try to get the 2 pointers. If that doesn't work out, go for the 1er. Lean into the 2, that'll catch us up, but overall, how you feeling?
Feel all right, you know. I'm in my zone where like it's a rodeo, it could go either way, and I feel like I can make a little bit of magic happen. So let's do it.
Just roll the dice, man. Let's just play.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Here is the wheel, as it is now John Humphrey, his opportunity, and here's the first spin.
Those long-haired boys really know Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
It is mighty and it is flowing today.
Oh, very lucky to get away from that opponent's tricks. There's Marvel.
So this is going to be everything, including non-MCU and the Marvel films before it, so you got to think about like broad strokes. Do you feel confident in the overall Marvel universe?
I feel there are categories I feel more confident in for certain, although in the overall of the Marvel universe, I feel decent, I would say.
So is it going to be a matter of, do we want to go with a some certainty, or do we want to risk maybe getting a lesser certainty? Like, truly your gut. Whatever you do, I'm backing you up.
Oh boy.
Bill Murray's with you. I switched out the pillows. I got the power of comedy to beseech you. Where we at?
30 seconds remaining.
I feel like for real reject cred, I ought to go with Marvel at the same time, you know? There are a couple categories that like I got my fingers crossed on, but I don't know how my luck's doing, you know? Maybe.
In my opinion, what your instinct was to spin again. You just said, hey, I'm looking at this category. So if that's your instinct, man, go with your gut. And then trust yourself.
Well, let's try it again, and what happens, happens. Let's spin again.
All right, they're going to spin again. Here's final decision here as the spin is in.
Very interesting insight, Christian.
Yeah, it was a good conversation between the two of them.
Good show.
Oh,
You got it?
no, you got another spin.
Okay, yeah, spin
Another
it.
spin.
That's not what I was looking at.
Harry Potter is already off the board, obviously, so...
Yep.
Here we go with it. It is Middle Earth.
Let's do it.
All right.
No choice but to do it.
Here we are.
We don't know how he is on this one. We don't know yet, but we're going to bring back the Barbarian here. Where is the Barbarian? He is right here. There's John Humphrey. All right, John, you're going to get 5 questions in the realm of Middle Earth. Mark, let's do it.
Let's do it in Middle Earth. Your first question, Mad Hatter John Humphrey for 2 points. Who plays Eomer in the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
It's Aomir.
Eomer.
Aomer is Carl Urban.
Thank you, and yes. Good.
His name is very similar. Thank you.
All right, see if I'll do better. Your next question. Who says to Thorin, where does your journey end? A quest to reclaim a homeland and slay a dragon.
This is from a Hobbit.
Repeat the question, please.
I can do that. Who says to Thorin, where does your journey end? A quest to reclaim a homeland and slay a dragon.
Let's do multiple choice just to be safe.
All right. Is it A, Gandalf, B, Thranduil, C, Smaug, or D, Keely?
Thranduil?
B.
You said B is in boy?
Is in boy. Is it?
That is correct for a point.
All right, one more point there.
Question number 3. In the world of Lord of the Rings, who relays the message to Eomer that he's been banished from the kingdom of Rohan in the Two Towers?
I'm gonna take a swing. Is it Grima Wormtongue?
I'm so happy when they get it right when I mess up the pronunciation. So yes, 2 points for John Humphrey.
Hooray!
All right, question number 4.
Question number 4. This comes from the Hobbit trilogy. Who plays the dwarf Keely in the Hobbit trilogy?
Or multiple choice that one.
All right. Is it A, Aidan Turner, B, Ken Stott, C, Jed Brophy, or D, William Kircher?
A?
Aidan Turner?
It is Aidan Turner for a point.
Good old Keely, man.
All right, here's question number 5.
Keely sounds like a swell guy. Your next question, and your last question, John. This is from Lord of the Rings in Return of the King. Who says, I will not say, do not weep, for not all tears are an evil.
Boromir?
Multiple choice. Is it A, Arwen, B, Legolas, C, Gandalf, or D, Galadriel?
Legolas.
I'm gonna go with my gut instinct, though it may be wrong. Arwen?
That is incorrect. So, for a 1-point steal, Barbarian, I'm going to give you your 4 multiple choice options once again. Is it A, Arwen, B, Legolas, C, Gandalf, or D, Galadriel?
I'm gonna go with Galadriel.
We're looking for that wizard guy, the one that gets really high and goes to the Shire. Gandalf is the correct answer.
All right,
Both wrong. I'll take it.
the end of that round sees us only with a 5-point lead here by the Barbarian. 5 points. John Humphrey fought back there as we now get into round number 3. Mark, how do the rules go for round number 3?
Game effort by both gentlemen, going to multiple choice, using every option at their ready. Now we go to round number 3, where there is no multiple choice, there is no stealing. It's just a question of you and what's between your ears. In round number 3, we're going to need 3 numbers from each competitor. These numbers can range from 1 to 15. You may not select the same number as your opponent. Why is that? Well, because each number corresponds to a different corner of inner geekdom goodness. Your first question is going to be worth 2 points. Your next one is worth 3 points, and should we make it that far, your final question is worth 5 big points that could determine the match. So the way we get the numbers is we ask whoever has the better scoreboard currently, and that would be Barbarian. You have a 5-point lead. So from 1 to 15, which numbers feel lucky to you and the king?
So, I like 23 for the number of films in the MCU, so I'll go 2 and 3. And then I'll go with my current score, which is 15.
Great numbers. Great numbers. For the Barbarian and for John Humphrey.
6, 12, and 9.
6.
Use that birthday!
6, 12, and 9. Multiples of 3. So same thing here, guys. We'll start with Gucci. 60 seconds to talk to your competitor starting now.
You know what to do, Craig. You know what to do. Let's knock this out. Let's finish it.
All right. So there you go. Thank you. 7 seconds. Well done. Coy.
I'm going to use my time here and tell you, you caught up valiantly. You did great in that last round. I want you to feel that momentum, feel the confidence you just built up. All that inertia, all that energy. Just keep going to this next round. I like the use of birthday numbers. I like the use of multiples of 3. I like using all that good juju. We are not at a deficit here now. We are seriously a mere questions away from this win. I see it happening for us, so just feel all the good graces we got in that second round. Know that you know this stuff. How you feeling?
Nobody inspires me like you do, Coy. I
This is
feel
our
good
Independence Day.
Yes, you're Bill Pullman, man. If that movie was in the Inner Geekdom, I'd have got a point just then.
This is when you came out of your mom, man. Independence Day.
Yeah. Now, as long as what they have that he knows what to do isn't something other than answering trivia questions, I think we got this.
All right.
Hi, Will Smith.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Craig. Let's get it.
Here we go. Okay. Round number 3, we start with John Humphrey, who chose category number 6 for his first category. 6, you chose the DCEU. Here is your first question. Who plays Aquaman's father, Tom Curry, in
Tamora
Aquaman?
Morrison.
Oh, man.
Tamora Morrison.
I know his name, too.
Tamora Morrison.
Repeat the question, please.
That is your second one. Who plays Aquaman's father, Tom Curry, in Aquaman?
The guy who they made Boba Fett.
1, nothing.
We don't have his name now.
Tamora Morrison.
Yes! Jango Fett, there you go.
Tamora Morrison. Okay, so
That's why you're beating me right now.
John Humphrey.
He's also in Barbed Wire.
He was.
Hey!
John Humphrey is looking for his three-pointer now to get himself a little closer and trying to avoid this TKO here as we get to category 12. Category 12. All right. Star Wars is your category. Star Wars. Okay?
So okay.
Here we go. In The Last Jedi, who says, "Hope is like the sun. If you only believe it when you see it, you'll never make it through the night." Luke. Looking for Leia. Organa.
Leia.
All right. So we're now to this 5-pointer. If the Barbarian wins here, the Finstock Exchange will get a 4-big-point lead. If John Humphrey hits it, then he ties the game and will have to force Craig to hit his 2-pointer. Here we go. John, you chose category number 9. Category number 9 is Back to the Future. Okay. Here it is. How many years was Marty's daughter sentenced to in prison for attempting to break out her brother before events are changed in part 2?
100 years.
20.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout, the Barbarian has done it, a TKO. Coy and John, I'm going to put you in the waiting room at the moment here as we talk to the winning competitor, the Barbarian. 20 years. The answer is 20 years. John, 20 years. So, Bobby, 4 points. Huge 4 points here for the Barbarian. He does it again. You took him in the 6th round of the draft, and he is once again he's now done something that Ben Goddard has not, and he has won 2 matches in the Inner Geekdom. How are you feeling about the Barbarian and what he's done here today?
I mean, the train keeps on rolling. The guy never ceases to amaze me. fantastic game. John Humphrey played well too. The Barbarian, he just wants it. He just wants it more. I mean, and he wants it more than anybody in the league, I think, at this point, and he deserves it. Fantastic game, but once again, we know we got a ton of work to do because I think up next is a couple of big dogs, and we know we're getting up into the upper echelon of this tournament here, and we're gonna have to do better, and he knows that. But we're gonna relish this win here, and go home and celebrate for sure.
Yeah, Barbarian, you made an interesting decision during the wheel round where you could also take a quote from the Punisher in round number 1 where he talks about revenge and vengeance. You felt like you had something to prove in the world of the wizarding world. So as we move on to the next match that you'll have, do you feel like there's something else you need to showcase to fans, or is it just now you can relax and just go show what you know?
I mean, if anyone in the Inner Geekdom thinks that they can get by just showing what they know, they're about to get knocked off their pedestal. This is a division where you need to work hard day in and day out. You need to learn, and you need to improve. I improved in my Harry Potter for this match, but there were other areas that I missed 2 first-round questions. I'm not happy about that whatsoever. So I'm going to make sure that I, keep improving, and whether my next opponent be Chance Ellison or if it's Robert Parker, I don't care. I'm going to be on top of my game.
Well, I was going to ask you, if Barbarian said that he doesn't care, look, you have a chance here to either play Corruption or the Dungeon, to which, you've definitely had your barbs back and forth with Kaiser. You've had your jab thrown at Shannon. Do you have a preference on who you'd rather play?
I mean, look, we want to play the best. Whether that be Chance Ellison or Parker, we're ready, and we've been ready. So, I mean, if I had my choice, I would like to play Parker. I think to knock him off that pedestal and then really bury the Dungeon is something I want to do. Corruption as well. Looking at it going forward in every faction and every team that's in this, Corruption has a really good chance to put up a lot of points, especially in these 2 tournaments. So I'd like to play Corruption as well. I mean, just to get him out of there and show him who's boss. But once again, we don't have a preference. Whoever comes our way, we're going to take out anyway. So.
All right. Well, look, it was a phenomenal match. Well done there by the Barbarian. 2 victories here in the tournament so far. Now he awaits the winner of Chance Ellison and Robert the Spider Parker. We're going to find out when that happens right around the corner. And, of course, you got Brandon Hanna going up against Alex Damon. Those are the matches coming around Pike. But thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to put them out there, too. And, Mark, as we now bring in both the manager of the it looks like that Australian kid at the party all those years ago. And now here is John Humphrey. John, it was a tough one. There was you seemed to have some moments in there that there was a couple slips. You knew it, like the Tamara Morrison one. You had it. You just couldn't place his name. There were a couple other times. I think that maybe the wheel round. Do you think you should have stuck with Marvel, or do you like the fact that you spun again?
Honestly, I like the fact that I spun again because I wanted Middle Earth and I wanted to see what the deeper cut questions in that category would be like. And even though I'm not super psyched about going to multiple choice, and especially missing that last one, but I don't know, I was pretty happy just to get the experience in there and to know what I knew and to confirm, at least a couple things I thought I knew. If the Marvel questions, it could have gone a totally different way, and I can't really put much on, I think I would have done better because, at random, I think this was the right choice.
Coy, John, you might say that if this was a novel, that my comment about good luck charms was foreshadowing. And Coy, I noticed that you did change the Tony Stark pillow to a Bill Murray pillow. What went into that decision to try to send more good vibes towards Mr. Humphrey?
So first, I gotta tip my shades to Gucci, because now that's 2 for 2 of Lost to the Man, so I just wanted to acknowledge that. He did a valiant job. Now, the good luck charm itself was I felt that John might identify with the comedic stylings of Mr. Bill Murray more than necessarily the Inner Geekdom styling, so I was hoping the comedic juju might translate, calm his nerves, give him a little flavor, plus just mixing up the scenery. Round 1 didn't feel like his round. Round 2 did feel like his round, so clearly Bill Murray did something for us.
Well, look, both of you guys, Coy and John, it's been a run. You guys have had, I think it's still a very successful season there for you, John. You've had a team victory, you had an Intergeekdom victory. Obviously, you know, the teams, it's something that you've wanted to do. You've competed in 3 divisions. You've competed in singles, teams, and now Intergeekdom. Is Intergeekdom somewhere that you'd want to stay, or is this a one-shot deal? What do you think?
No, I like the Intergeekdom, actually. I mean, to me, as much as I do love the breadth of all cinema, at least from a studying standpoint, I mean, at least the Intergeekdom narrows it down. So, the game, just getting kind of to focus on a couple specific worlds is pretty fun to me. So, yeah, I would definitely love to, play again in this division at some point.
Well, we'd love to have you back, Coy. John, sorry for the loss here today, but nonetheless, great to always have you guys in, and we'll see what the rest of the season brings for the Quirky Mercs.
I'm proud of my guy, and I loved spending an hour with him on his birthday, so this was all I wanted out of this. I'm proud of him. We did what we did, and I'm great. Great
That's
stuff.
all I wanted. That's all I wanted
was
was to see your face, and your faces too, you guys. You guys are beautiful too.
Yes, you too. So poor Nerd Chronic has to beat Coy once again. All right, see you guys. All right, bye. All right, Mark. Always great to see the Mad Hatter, John Humphrey. He always puts his heart out. You can always, anytime you have him, that he's going to give it his all. He just couldn't pull those names. But the Barbarian is the story, right? The Barbarian is the guy who keeps on coming and keeps on getting better. The only thing that I would say, though, is I still don't know if he's ready for someone like a Robert Parker, or if he's ready for someone like even Chance Ellison. We're going to find out. We're going to see if those 2 guys play. Now, Barbarian might hit the books. Barbarian might be training even harder, and we might see another side of the Barbarian. But I don't know. These 2 guys in Robert Parker and Chance Ellison, to me, I think that these are the 2 guys. Whoever wins this match is getting to the finals, but I can't put anything past the Barbarian. I just don't know if he's ready just yet for one of those guys.
As much chagrin as it brings me to compliment you, Christian, that's a great analysis, because in the same way that you and I have talked about losing, but maybe a moral victory, I think the same can be in the reverse, where, yes, the Barbarian got the win today, but he is treating this like a loss. He's not happy about the way he played, and so it's nice that Elvis only takes up one shoulder, because on the other one, there's going to be a giant chip next time he plays. And as far as John Humphrey goes, you're right. If you're paying money to see somebody live, you want to go get a ticket to see one of the Schmoedown greats. He's got to be near the top of the list. And I think to honor the Mad Hatter, you're going to take us out with your Mad Hatter impression. Let's hear it.
Well, I don't want to do that, but listen, what I will tell you is look at the standings. The standings are pretty exciting at the moment. Those 4 points gives the Finstock Exchange 4 more massive points for the rest of the league to catch them up. They just keep doing it. Every time there's an opportunity that someone gets closer and closer and closer, they grab the points back. They just keep doing it. I believe they've only lost twice when it comes to inside of their faction. I could be off on the stats there. Frank will correct me afterwards. Either way, they haven't lost too many times this year, and the Barbarian, one of those reasons. He's now won 3 times for them as we get to our next match for him. Now look, this is what we have coming up now. We just saw Craig versus John Humphrey. So now Brandon Hanna will face Alex Damon. Chance Ellison will face Robert Parker. Those are the next upcoming matches here. So we're excited for him. I can't wait to see him. There's the bracket and there are the standings. Mark, this was something. And, Barbarian, proving he's here to play.
It keeps on chewing, and as you just take a step back, Christian, and you say, well, what's the Schmoedown going to do in this new pandemic-laden world that we found ourselves in? And I think that, to use one of my own favorite terms, we're chewing along just fine, and the matches just keep getting better and better. You know how I feel about condiments, and so going forward, I think that Barbarian's going to have a little bit of hot sauce to his game. And for John Humphrey, the Mad Hatter, I simply say, mustard.
Don't let's be silly. For Mark Ellis, we're me, you're you. See you next time.
Love those 2 together. They're dynamite together. Best 1-2 punch in the business. But it was a fun, interesting, entertaining match. Humphrey, he put up a fight, but round 3 just wasn't his round. And the Barbarian, he played really well. Didn't have to answer a round 3 question. Impressive victory for the Barbarian. But his next, whoever he faces next, whether it's Chance or Parker, he's going to have his work cut out for him. So, I sure hope he's hitting those books hard. Because you got to be a monster to defeat either one of them. You got to be a killer. But fun match. If you like my reactions, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Christopher Woodburn. You can find me on Twitter, ChrisWoodburn83, Facebook, Christopher Michael Woodburn. So until next time, Mr. Boy C-Dub, peace.